Hey everybody, I'd like to talk about Chrono Trigger for a minute. I think I've probably talked about this some years ago. Chrono Trigger is quite possibly one of my top games of all time. Probably top 5 games of all time. I have it digitally on my Wii U. I own the DS version. DS version is the more superior because it's also, fixed with certain dialogue and whatnot. I think it's got incredible music. I love the graphics. I love the look of the characters and all that. The music is awesome, especially the battle theme. And I bring this up because I heard some time ago that supposedly this has not been confirmed or anything like that, that there might be a Chrono Trigger remake. I wouldn't say no to a sort of a remaster available on all platforms. I will admit a remake would be enticing. I would worry about what they would do with it in terms of how it looks and whatnot, because I am very fond of the 16-bit graphic style look of Chrono Trigger. I do wonder if they were to remake it, I would wonder about if and what they would do to change the gameplay, like with what they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Granted, I still haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake. Uh, I've heard it's good. Uh, I, me personally, I would like the gameplay to still be a turn-based RPG. I will admit I would be interested in some different mechanics. Not sure it would entirely work. Like, I would be curious about, like, an idea, and this is just me personally, introducing a sort of a combo system with a character like Chrono, who is a swordsman and whatnot. Maybe that same thing with Frog, and I don't know. But if they were to do a remake, I'd be very interested in terms of what they would do with the story. Really play with the idea of time travel, and this be that it's revealed maybe halfway through the game that this is an alternative timeline that these characters are in, and they slowly become aware of it and are occasionally asking questions like, I'm getting a weird sense of deja vu, but it's not like kind of how they did it in, like, I remember hearing about how there was a Final Fantasy IV semi remake slash sequel, but characters kept on bringing up how, like, this feels oddly familiar, but that's all it does with it, and the graphics, look nicer. Not that. Not that at all. But really play with the idea of the time travel. Kind of like what they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake, where events were different, and characters became aware of that, like, this isn't right. But also because I love Chrono Trigger so much, I would like to see parts of the story improved, because I am currently replaying Chrono Trigger again, and some aspects have always annoyed me. Of course, I'm taking into account that this is a Super Nintendo game. This is the Super Nintendo version that I'm playing on my mini SNES. And it always has annoyed me how during certain events, like when you go back to go get the Masamune, and you learn that the child who was supposedly the hero because he possessed the hero's medal, but you learn pretty quickly, like, no, he's not the chosen one and whatnot. But even after that's been revealed, and Frog, is clearly the one and who's meant to wield the Masamune, and whatnot. People in the kingdom are still talking about, hey, have you guys seen him? The hero. He just left. He spoke with the king. Da da da. Like, I would like to see, stuff like that corrected. I don't know. I would certainly be interested. The only things that would deter me would be how the game looks, what art style they choose to go with, and whatnot. I would, but I don't really know or really think that that's gonna happen. I'd love to see it. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you like Chrono Trigger? I I never fully played Chrono Cross, and to be honest, I really didn't have that much interest in it, even though I've heard people say that, oh no, Chrono Cross is actually really good. But I don't know if I like the idea of the story. I'm not sure. I don't even think I even own a copy of Chrono Cross, but I'm sure I could get it for a pretty reasonable price. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Would you love to see a Chrono Trigger remake? Would you prefer that it was just a remaster across like all consoles, or would you prefer a from the ground up remake of Chrono Trigger with new ideas and maybe even a little bit of a new story? Let me know. Take care.